Hello, everybody. So this is the video for Lab 8. You should pay attention to the fact that this is called Lab 8, but there is no Lab 7. Uh, that's because I wanted to make the lab numbers match up with the week numbers, and so I just skipped Lab 7. So there is no Lab 7. Now, some of you already turned this in because I had the due date set earlier than it is now, but I'm going to go ahead and make this video for you, and we'll see how it goes. So this is a pretty short lab, and it deals with switch statements and string comparisons. Neither one of these is going to be particularly difficult. So let's just jump in. So we need to create a new Java project in Eclipse. So I'll just call this Lab 8, I suppose. And yeah, we're good. So we create Lab 8. Inside of there, we need to create a new class. I'll call this Lab 8 Part 1. Sometimes people have been asking if they can do both parts of a lab in the same Java file, and you can, I don't mind. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get going here. So what do we need to do? So the first thing is that there's like background information up here, right? So this is just describing how a switch statement works in general. And so if you didn't watch the lecture on this, switch statement is kind of like an if statement. It's just phrased differently. So like this switch statement right here in the example, um, you say switch and then you put a variable in here. In this case, it's x. And so this isn't like x equals 0, x less than 5, nothing like that. You just generally put a single variable here in the parentheses, and then the cases deal with what x should be. So like the cases that you see here are x, and this is case 0 means x is 0, and case 1 means x is 1. And you can put as many cases as you want, and then you can do default. And default case is always what runs when none of the other cases run. So a default case is like the else in an if-else statement, right? So that's kind of the quick version of that. But we're going to do this whole assignment, so let's get going. Now, we also may need to know about string comparisons. The main thing is that you do not compare strings for equality using equals equals. You compare them using this method. So if we want to compare string 1 to string 2, you have to type it this way, string 1 dot equals, and then parentheses string 2. So let's just keep that in mind when we're trying to do this assignment. So what does lab 1 say, or problem 1 say? Write a program that asks the user for a number between 1 and 5, and then prints the word equivalent. So if the user types a 1, we should output the word 1. And the whole point is to try to use a switch statement, not an if statement. So let's do it. So, of course, we're reading from the keyboard. So we need to import java.util.scanner. Inside of our main, we're going to need to declare a scanner object with scanner SCNR equals new scanner system.in, and we're good to go. So now we need to tell the user to type in a number. So we'll just say system.out.print, type in a number 1, 2, 5. Something like that will be sufficient. Then we need to read in the number. I haven't declared an integer yet, so I'll just do int x equals scnr dot next int. There we go. So this much we've done a million times. So when we run this, we know it's going to tell us to type in a number. We type in a number 4 and hit enter. Okay, easy. Let's go back here. So what are we doing? We need to have different things happen for each number. So if they type a 1, something happens, 2, something happens, 3, something happens, up to 5. So you could do this with an if statement, right? So it would look like this, like if x equals 5, right? Then we, print 5, right? Like this, that would be fine. And then you could do that for 1 through 5. However, we're not supposed to be doing that. We're supposed to be using a switch statement. So for a switch statement, you just say switch. You put the variable name there. I used X, so it's X. Then we open up curly braces, which will close later on. And then in here, this is where you write your case. So you just say case 1. We're going to do stuff and then put a break. What are we doing? Well, if they type in a 1, we're supposed to print system.out.println, and we're just supposed to say 1, like that. So if X is 1, we're going to print 1. And we can try this out just to make sure it works. So type in a number 1 through 5, and I type 1. It says 1. There you go. So this actually works. Now we want 1 through 5. So I wrote one entire case, and then I'm going to copy it and then paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it. So 1 through 5. So then we change the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 separate blocks, and then each one needs to print the corresponding number. So we should print 2, 3, 4, 5. And there you go. There's a case statement, switch statement that does separate things for 1 through 5. So if I run it, if I type 5, I get 5. If I type 3, I get 3. If I type something outside of the list, 7, nothing. I only coded 1 through 5. So that's what we get. Okay. Also, notice that the indenting is a little bit weird here. Like you could indent this more. Like this seems like this is the correct indenting. But if I tell it to auto indent here, um, it really wants to put the case back to line up with the switch. So that's just the way that Eclipse wants us to indent the switch statement. So I'll just let it be the way it is. So there you go. That's a switch statement. Now, the breaks are needed. We've talked about this before, but like if I take away the break here on case 2 and I print it, or I do this again and I type 2, you'll see that it says 2, 3. That's because the break is what tells it we're done. So when you type in a 2, like I did down here, it goes to case 2, it prints out the word 2, and without a break here, it keeps going. So it gets to case 3 and it prints out a 3 and then it hits the break. So this is the break that stops it. So when you type in a 2, you actually end up running the code in both case 2 and case 3. So the breaks are important to keep your code from doing what they call falling through to the next case. We covered all this in the lecture, but I'm reiterating it here. And that's it. This one's done. So we want to do part 2. So I'll make a new class. I could just continue it on here. We're going to do lab uh, underscore. No, we didn't do underscores before, so we won't now. Uh, lab 8 underscore part 2. Public static void main. Now, we're going to do some of the same stuff here. So I'm going to copy the import. Sorry, Zoom stuff's in my way. So I'm going to copy the import. And I'm also going to copy the scanner. And I'm also going to copy this, although we're going to have to change it. So I'll copy this. So we'll start from here and let's go read number 2. So part 2 says, write a program that asks the user for a day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, all the way through Sunday. Do something like this. Okay, let's do that. So let's copy these 2 lines. And we'll do those instead of getting this X. Now, I need to tell the user what to do. So I should change my prompt to say, type in a day of the week. Okay, there we go. So when we run this one, we got some error. No, type in the day of the week. We type in anything. We hit enter. We're done. Now, that's not what we're supposed to do, of course. What we're supposed to do is we type in the day of a week, and then we want to have a switch statement. So let's do switch. What are we switching on? Well, this time it's week, right? The variable is not X, it's week. So there you go. And then we need to decide on our cases. So our cases are going to be what the week should be equal to. And they're strings, so we'll have to type them in quotes. Now, we can start out with Monday, like this. Monday. And what do we want to do? Well, we're supposed to print out the corresponding day of the week in another language of our choice. So if you know another language, then pick that language if you want. If you don't know another language, then what you want to do is you just want to say day of the week, why can't I type the week in, and you just pick a language. So I'll say Korean. Why not? I don't want to say the days of the week. I just want to copy paste the days of the week. I don't like the way they're written there. I don't like it's going to be hard to copy paste because it said it in English next to where it said it in um, Korean. So there we go. So I'll copy that, and I'm picking Korean here just to show you that you can actually print characters in other languages in Java with no trouble here. So we have Monday now, but an issue we have foot brake as well. An issue we have here is that when we run this, in order to get it to print out this, whatever it is, we have to say Monday, the entire word, right? And then we get it. If you type it Monday like this, you don't get it because this Monday had a capital M and this Monday did not have a capital M. There are two solutions to this. One way would be to take advantage of that fall through behavior where you can basically just put cases for everything you want to detect. And you could say, like, let's do the first one with a capital M. Let's do the second one all lowercase. Let's do the third one like this. And you can put as many of these as you want. And no matter which one you type, like if I type uh, Monday, we now get the correct word because any of these, it doesn't matter where you jump to the first case, second case, or third case, no matter what, you're going to end up doing this because this is where the break is down here and it runs all the code until it hits the break. However, this is a little bit not the best. Another thing we could do is once we've learned that there are string methods exist, so I go string Java method. I don't like the Oracle site, so I'll go to the W3 school. All these things are inside of the string class, and one of them can do things like make it all lowercase. We could also make it all uppercase. And the nice thing about that is that if I were to take the week and I just do two, let's do uppercase. I don't know why, uppercase like that, then that's going to take the week and make it to uppercase, which means it doesn't matter how you type it down here. We're going to turn it uppercase, which means in here, I could type Monday, all caps, Mon, all caps. And now this is going to catch any way we type it, where like if I do this, Monday like this, it's still going to show up because even though I typed it lowercase, when we run the method to uppercase, it's going to make the week uppercase. So it'll detect any combination of uppercase or lowercase letters to say Monday or Mon. And so I like that. And then we just need to do that for the other days of the week. So you do this, come down here. This needs to be Tuesday. Now, if you don't like all the capitals, we could have done two lowercase. So we have Tuesday. We have to go back here. Oh, we have to get Tuesday, paste that in. Wait. Oh, it is. I couldn't see the difference. The first character is different. Maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we have to do all of these. Um, it's pretty easy to do this by doing Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, and then go, okay, uh, Wednesday. I kind of don't like that I did uppercase here, but stuck with it now. Thursday, Thur, Friday, Fry, Saturday, Sat, Sunday, Sun, Sun. And we need to get all the right words here. So we'll just go through. We got Wednesday. We've got Thursday. We've got Friday. We've got Saturday. And we've got Sunday. So we put these all in. Hope we got them right. And this should work. So if I type, let's say Friday, I get this. We can compare this symbol to see that it is this symbol. Looks like the same first character. So we're good. And that was the entire assignment. So we need to turn in part two and part one the way we generally do. If we look at the assignment, we need to do lab 8. We need to turn in the code, and we also need to submit screenshots. So I didn't take a screenshot, but you need to show one screenshot for each of these. You don't need to screenshot like every day of the week or anything like that. You just want to do like one example. So like this right here, like if I screenshot this, that is plenty for this because I do have the code as well. So that's it. All right. Well, don't want to take any more of your time. So we'll go ahead and stop it here.